Greetings, we are Arcturians on Earth, and today we want to tell you about why we are present in the field of your planet. In the first part we talked about our role in the galaxy. We help other civilizations make the transition in the control system to more perfect. As a result, the system begins to contribute to raising the vibrations of any consciousness with which it is associated. First of all, the control system is connected with the collective consciousness of the civilization in which it is created, and therefore changes in it affect the development path of civilization Cheyenne as a whole. What represents a control system in the world, and how it relates to each of you. To tell what a control system, or social system, on the earth is, we need to recall very far times, which are not even told in your story now. It happened about 1 million years ago. Then the Earth's civilization was very diverse, and people were only one of the species of intelligent beings who inhabited the Earth. People then lived on a par with other representatives, elves, gnomes, dragons, wizards, orcs, aquatic and many others. These varieties were called races, and that are a tale for time, as the memory of her is preserved in your legends and legends. At first, each race was very small, lived separately from others, had its own traditions and orders. It was these traditions that determined how control was built within each race. In the tribes there were leaders, in the settlements there were elders or small councils, which were addressed to solve vital issues. Therefore, for a very long time on Earth there was no need to create a common management system. Changes began when people, improving themselves technologically, learned to build large houses and cities. Actively developing economically, they quickly increased their numbers, and began to settle around the planet, and already creating large cities comparable in size to ancient cities. People were faced with the task of building a management system. To do this, they collected big councils that solved the general tasks of the city. Inside the councils, roles and responsibilities were distributed. All the people who participated in the management were part of the council at will. Such people had the strength and time for that. I must say that means that people have always had an interest in management. It is connected with your system thinking. Therefore, many people had a desire to join such councils, and very soon the board members began to choose from a variety of candidates. And while it was about management inside human civilization, everything happened very smoothly, as if you possessed inner knowledge of how to build management in the best possible way. And that was indeed the case. You had a genetic predisposition for this. Going back from Orion, you are always perfected management principles, created new rules and procedures. All this helped humanity to develop more actively, and increase in numbers. Each city developed economically, improved its technologies, and trade relations between cities were established. But other races, as opposed to yours, continued to live in small settlements. They had completely different needs and traditions. They had no need to change them. Gradually, the human race occupied a dominant position on Earth both in number and in its capabilities, and people to communicate not only with each other, they maintained relations with other races. They shared their experiences and knowledge, and often had commercial relations. Trade was more like a barter, because then there was no common currency, common to all races. In many places there were mixed settlements in which other races lived together with people. It was interesting and valuable for them to communicate with each other. But as soon as the settlement grew, it was necessary to create governance within it. As a rule, in such a situation, general councils were created, in which representatives of all races were present, and this was a very profitable and valuable union. Such advice supported the cooperation of races within settlements, making it interesting for each of the parties. Joint holidays and fairs were held at which representatives of different races could share their knowledge with others. After all, each of the races developed in its own unique direction, and she had something to share with others. For example, the elves attained mastery in their work, the dwarves in crafts and mining, the orcs in agriculture and the military arts, the watermen could find joy and pleasure in the little things of life, and the dragons possessed deep wisdom and understanding of the element. In such settlements, due to the exchange of experience, each of the races began to develop in a more diverse manner, discovering new interesting qualities. It can be said that such settlements developed more slowly in technology and economically, but their inhabitants started to understand themselves and the world around them more deeply. They began to feel the increasing value of relationships with each other and the mutual support that they could give each other. In such settlements, spiritual development was born, very valuable for the entire planet. What role have we played in this whole story of the past? Our representatives also embodied on Earth, even though their number was insignificant. We are embodied in the race of wizards. This race was very unusual from the start. Despite the fact that it was isolated in a separate race, there was no one alien civilization that would create it. It consisted of representatives of other races who had magical abilities. These abilities were acquired through a deep understanding of the characteristics of the reality in which they existed. For example, many people who have achieved success in science often discovered in themselves inner wisdom, and then could share it with others. Elves discovered in themselves magical qualities, engaging in creativity. The dwarves, on the other hand, achieved a deep understanding of the laws of nature, and through this revealed their wisdom and unusual abilities. Such creatures, through their favorite activity, went to comprehend the features of the subtle plane. They began to understand how any phenomenon that develops in the physical world is born on a subtle level. Thanks to this understanding, their intentions, created on the subtle plane, were best carried out later in their actions. This art of intent became the basis of wizard spells. We, the Arcturians, could be embodied in the form of representatives of different races, and due to their predisposition to understanding the subtle plane, they very quickly became wizards. This was the intention of our representatives, who decided to come to Earth. We did this on our own interest and desire. It was interesting for us to study the features of the three-dimensional world in which your planet exists. On the other hand, this was also a necessity. The forces of the Earth, which supported its origin, asked us for help. They saw that the population of the Earth is growing very actively, and that moment had to come when it was necessary to create a common management system. The task was to help all races to agree among themselves at the time of creating such a system. The most favorable was the picture, which developed itself in small settlements, where different races could communicate freely among themselves. That is where we sent our attention, embodying in the face of representatives of different races, gaining the necessary experience throughout life. We became members of the councils that govern small cities, contributing to their strengthening and development. In such settlements there was an opportunity to embody our knowledge about management, which we acquired in our civilization. The power was not centralized, but distributed among the members of the settlement, wisely distributing tasks among them. In fact, each representative of such a fairy tale city possessed unique qualities. We felt well everyone's possibilities, and suggested how to develop them. Everyone achieved mastery in their field. It could be either in the craft, or in art. Someone developed science and technology, someone improved in understanding and feeling of nature, or in their spiritual qualities. Thanks to this, everyone had something to share with others, and this became their meaning of life, great joy and pleasure. The task of the mages who were part of the council of such settlements was simply to maintain the big picture. We did not need to create laws and demand their implementation. We lined up our work at the level of the subtle plan, the collective consciousness of the community of the city. We have already acquired all the knowledge necessary for this in our civilization. The inhabitants of our cities became happier, they lived naturally and easily, and at the same time they constantly developed. Their relationship naturally evolved from the desire to share with each other the value that each of them possessed. Vibrations in such cities began to gradually increase. Of course, we also turned our attention to the larger cities that the human race created. Being embodied in the form of people, and showing our magical abilities, we were part of the councils that govern such large and economically developed cities. It depended on the further development of large cities, whether all representatives of the Earth would be able to unite among themselves, maintaining harmonious relations. We needed to prepare them, so that they become centers for the unification of the entire civilization. But here we are faced with great difficulty. In such cities, people developed very actively, taking it as a basis, and using the control system created in Orion. It seemed to manifest itself through their genes, and was very effective for their external development. This system was already built, and therefore had great power. The rejection of it meant a clear slowdown in technological and economic development. We were faced with the following question: why should we change our way of life to unite with other races, when they will slow down our development? He was asked to us, and other members of the council, and just the inhabitants of human cities. And in general, they were right from the point of view of their civilization. We also saw that the control system that was built by people seemed to protect itself. She was connected to the Orion control system through those people who maintained contact with their galactic ancestors. As the Orions told you, their system still represents centralized power, which severely limits their development, and through the consciousness of people associated with it, she could already influence the social processes taking place on Earth. We, the Arcturians, made every effort, so that the councils in the large cities could see the value of the control system, where there was a distribution of power, where each of its inhabitants is unique in its own way, and can develop independently, sharing its capabilities with those around them. We began to strengthen the cooperation of such cities with other settlements in which representatives of other races lived. On the one hand, people always felt with their emotions the value of communicating with other races. Communication itself raised them in vibrations, and activated in them those qualities that were previously not manifested: creative abilities, deep feeling of nature in its element, spiritual and even magical qualities. The same was true of other races, because they were all opposites of each other. When meeting, they attracted themselves mentally, recognizing each other with interest. On the other hand, the human control system began to limit the contact of people with other representatives of the Earth. Representatives of people included in the councils, guided by logic and clear facts, did not dare to go to the Union. After all, this could adversely affect the economic development of their cities. A way out of this situation could be the creation of a more general management system that includes all the cities, built on the principle of general advice, which would include representatives of different races from these cities. At this level, we would be able to hold the general collective consciousness of the Earth's civilization in high vibrations, and gradually support the restructuring in large human cities. We started talking to representatives of all councils in all cities, in order to create such a common association. The Soviets in almost all cities have met us, including human cities. After all, it concerned foreign policy, not internal order, but several of the largest human cities refused to cooperate. On the fine plane, we saw how the central system of Orion, which influenced the consciousness of certain people, began to actively act in order to preserve its positions. A very dangerous game began. Several large human cities united together and created a common economy. Thus, they became the largest center, claiming to unite the rest around them. Small cities easily joined this union, seeing in it their own benefit. Our representatives, members of the councils of these cities, could not do anything. Consciousness of many people, who were under management, was captured by the Orion system. As a result, we lost the opportunity to influence the largest metropolis of humanity of that time, which was beginning to grow. The Council of the Megalopolis issued special laws that made it necessary to reorganize the administration in small towns, if they wanted to join. The control system in them became more centralized, more people turned out to be in power. Many cities joined the megalopolis, and development in them proceeded mostly according to the human scenario. Residents of other races became less interesting to develop in them, their interests were not taken into account. As a result, they left such cities to smaller ones, where a single council still existed, or organized their own separate settlements. All this increased the tension. Small towns less and less willingly joined the metropolis, which wanted to spread its influence. We felt the danger of its growth, and, in turn, strengthened the union of other cities in which there was a general council. At some point we were able to create a joint council of such cities, in the interests of which there was harmonious cooperation of other races. But the problem was already that it existed in opposition to the megalopolis, which constantly grew and took into account only the interests of the people. We paid all our attention to ensuring that both parties could successfully agree among themselves. Indeed, in the case of balance, we could support the union of cities of humans and cities of other representatives on Earth. Through the development of such a union, it was possible to show the value of the existence of all races in unity. But the metropolis has already led an aggressive policy. In its central council, a plan was born for the unification of the entire Earth under its command. The tension between the two sides grew. Small cities did not want to unite with him, knowing that they would lose their way of life. At some point, the metropolis, combining their forces, created a formidable army. With the support of the central headquarters of Orion, people were transferred to new technologies to create a formidable weapon, and the metropolis suddenly attacked the surrounding settlements. Representatives of other races were forcibly expelled from them, and a new regime was established. The offensive was powerful and swift. While supporting the union of cities, we understood the futility of confrontation. This would only increase the tension between people and other races, which would necessarily have a negative effect on the entire collective consciousness of your civilization. Representatives of other races, seeing the danger, began to leave the cities to avoid the approaching threat. It must be said that by that time in the Union of Cities, thanks to spiritual development, the vibrations had already risen to such an extent that it was possible to make the transition to another energy level. This jump could provide a transition to another parallel reality corresponding to the fourth level of consciousness. We turned to the Earth forces with a proposal to translate the Union of Cities into this intermediate reality, in order to protect it from destruction and preserve it as a potential for the entire planet. Earth forces saw danger. On the one hand, it split the collective consciousness of earthly civilization into separate parts, although, on the other, it created energy support for the entire consciousness of the planet. After all, representatives of other races, being in higher vibrations, could support people in the process of their transition. As a result, the Earth forces made a decision to support the Union of Cities. A powerful energy impulse was created in the center of the Earth, which at once transferred the vibrations of this union to a new level. The Union of Cities continued its existence on the fourth level of consciousness, in a parallel reality in relation to yours. It also includes many representatives of the people of that time, along with other races. Some representatives of other races have created their own separate settlements, which are now also in parallel realities. What is happening on Earth now? The megalopolis continued its spread across the planet, and now represents the modern control system of mankind. On the subtle plane, there is a union of cities that supports the high vibrations of the collective consciousness of a single civilization of the Earth. We support not only the union of cities, but also individuals in your world. Although we cannot support people through the control system, we can maintain your collective consciousness. Thanks to this, we maintain a balance in your world. The high vibrations that exist on this general level offer a source of opportunity for many people. Thanks to him, they can improve their unique creative abilities and spiritual qualities. At this level, you still have the opportunity to communicate with representatives of other races, as well as the possibility of obtaining valuable information from them. Many of this knowledge is embodied in your myths and legends, as well as in many modern books. Another good news is that in the past few years there has been a surge of high vibrations on Earth. This energetic impulse influenced favorably on the collective consciousness of people, and there are now very noticeable changes in it. Many of you discover in yourself the abilities that allow you to feel and understand the subtle plan. find the possibilities of their application in everyday life, and disclosing similar qualities we support you on Earth in the coming years. Similar energy impulses will support you by raising high vibrations. You will soon be able to get in touch with the union of cities, and with other worlds in which representatives of other races live. Finally, the long-awaited opportunity to communicate again, share experiences. At first, of course, this will happen on the subtle plane, but after a while you will be able to more clearly feel the support of each other, and the long-awaited moment of your physical unification will come. We, the Arcturians, are ready to fully support you in discovering new and valuable opportunities that will allow you to understand and feel the subtle plan, to find a connection with your collective consciousness, and through it, with your teachers and representatives of other earthly races. We see in each of you those unique and valuable qualities that are so precious, that each of you can share with everyone else. This will help to open within each of you a source of joy, happiness and high vibrations that will be important for all of humanity, and our task is to help you uncover them. We see that events on Earth are developing favorably for the fate of all earthly civilization, and for us this is a great joy, a source of our strength and inspiration. With the deepest respect for all of you, Arcturians,